Hey everybody, welcome back. Long time no see. We are going to check out the minor scale packet. So by this time, you should have all the information you need for the major scale packet. Again, if you haven't completed that yet, please complete it ASAP. If you have questions, you can ask anyone in the class or anytime during band. Just come by, stop by, and we will work on it. Also, you can feel free to send a message on Schoology. It should be right in the top left-hand, right-hand corner. And it just is a little message icon. Just click on that and it'll send a message directly to me. So you can ask any questions you need to. Alright, so without further ado, you should have a packet that looks like this. This is the minor scale packets, minor scales 1. And what we're going to do right now is check out how to find the key signature. So minors are a little bit different. We know in majors we have certain rules. So again, our order of sharps and flats, this is the same for everything. So for your entire life, this order is never ever going to change. So memorize it. It is super fun. So the order of flats is this. B-E-A-D, G-C-F, bead, G-C-F. That's the order of flats. The order of sharps is just the order of flats backwards, so you can memorize that. Or you can steal my awesome sentence and say, funny cats give dogs an exciting bath, and that works as well. So funny cats give dogs an exciting bath. And there we go. So we have our order of flats and our order of sharps. For major keys, we know that for flats, if we have B flat major, we're trying to find that, we take B and we add one more flat to it. If we're trying to find G flat major, what flats we have, you're going to take G, add one more, and you have all these flats. So for G flat major, we would have B, E, A, D, G, and C. So that's how you find the flats. You add one more flat to whatever the major key signature is. So I'm just going to write +1 right there. So you add one more flat than what you already have in the key. For sharps, it's a little different. I'm going to call this the Mandy method, and I love it. So what you're going to do is take the key that you're trying to find. So say we're looking for E major, and we want to see how many sharps E major has. You can take E, you're going to skip over the one right to the left of it, and go here. So you take E, whatever key you're looking for, skip, and here we go. We have D, G, C, and F. So these are our sharps. This works for any scale. So say you are looking for B major, take B, skip, and here we go. We have all these sharps. So you can use the skip method, and that works really well. Say you get to the end and you're looking for F sharp major or C sharp major. So if you're looking for F sharp major, this loops around just like the musical alphabet. So you're actually going to go F sharp major, skip over B, and then you're left with all of these sharps. So it just keeps looping and looping. If you're looking for C sharp major, skip over F, and boom, you have every single sharp. So that's how that works. You can skip over the letter right to the left of it, and then you have all of those sharps. So that's called the skip method. You just skip over the one to the left right there, and the +1 for the flats. So flats, add one more flat, sharps, skip over the one to the left, and you have all of those sharps. So for minors, here we go. What you need to know for minors is that you have to find the relative major for every minor. And what that means is that those two keys have the same exact key signature. So on your sheet, probably like, what? It's okay. Look on the sheet. You are given, we'll use a different example. Say you're given this one right here, E. So we're looking at this, it's a lowercase e. Whenever anything is lowercase, it's minor. If it's uppercase, it's major. So right here we have E minor. That's what we're looking at. If you saw an uppercase E, it would be E major, but this one's lowercase, so E minor. How you find the key signature for that? Do not use these rules for minor. Do not use these rules. This is for major. Don't use these rules for minor. What you have to do is you're going to say, okay, I have E minor, lowercase e, and I have to find the relative major. So every minor has a relative major. Every major has a relative minor. They are married and they are happy and they are living a great life together. So E is married, E minor is married to a major key. And we have to find that major key in order to find its key signature. So E is married to this mystery major key. And the way we find that major key of E is we are going to go up from E 3 half steps. So we have E, E minor, and we're going to go up 3 half steps to find its relative major. So you can bring out this handy dandy band handbook, find E, and you're going to go up 3 half steps to find its relative major. So we go up 1, 2, 3. So E's relative major is G. Boom, easy. And it's always going to be G forever and ever and ever. You're never going to switch relative minors or switch relative majors. These keys are just forever linked, forever. So this is how you find it. This is E minor, and it's linked to G major. What that means is that they have the same exact key signature. You're just starting on a different note. So E minor and G major have the same exact notes, but on E minor, you start on E. For G major, you start on G. That's the only difference. They use the same exact notes, they have the same exact key signature, same sharps, same flats, everything is the same. The only thing that's different is that on E minor, on the E minor scale, you start on E and use the same notes. On G major, you start on G and use the same exact notes. So these are linked because they have the same exact notes in the scale. The only thing that's different is that you start on a different note and you go from E to E instead of from G to G. That's the only difference. So for E minor, we can go back to our sheet, and what we have to do is find the key signature for G major. And then we can use the rules, because this is major. So once you find the relative major of this minor, then you're going to find the key signature and write it on the sheet. So for G major, it's a sharp key, because we don't have a flat after it. So we go up here, we find G, there we go. We use the skip rule, we can skip over C, and boom, we only have F sharp. So this is great. We go back to our sheet. We're like, okay, I know E, its relative major is going to be G. So you can write that in on the bottom. It helps me just to write the major right next to it. That way you don't find the sharps for the wrong key. So we know that relative major is G. And then we write in the sharps. So we found out that it only had one sharp. It just has F sharp. Because we took this, G, skip over C, and F. So we're finding the key signature for the major key. Whatever that relative major is, that's the key signature. So we go F sharp. We write in our F sharp. And that's it. So that's how you do these. It's the same exact thing as the major packet, but you just add one more step. So now instead of just finding the key signature, you have to find the relative major. So we go from E, the relative major is G. We go up 3 half steps. And then you write in the key signature for G. So you're just adding in one more step, but it's the same exact thing as last time's sheet. So that's how you find the relative major from the minor. We'll do one more example, and as always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And let's check it out. So we'll pick a random one. Boom. Let's do this one. So we right now are on A flat minor. So we have A flat minor. Our first step, we have A flat minor right there. We know it's minor because it's lowercase. What we're going to do is go up 3 half steps. That's our first step. First step, up 3 half steps. So we take A flat, find this, and we go up to find its relative major. 1, 2, 3. So its relative major is B major. So we can write that in. I just write a little equal sign. So there we go. A flat, lowercase, which means minor, equals uppercase B, which means major. So B major. A flat minor is the relative minor for B major. So then what we have to do is write in the key signature for B major. So we can use our rule. We'll check back up here. It's a sharp key because it doesn't have a flat after it. So we find B, we skip over the one to the left, and we take all these sharps right here. So we have a ton of sharps, F, C, G, D, and A. And then all we have to do is write it in the key signature. Actually, I changed my mind. It would be B, but another way to write B is actually C flat. So it's kind of awkward, but if you look at this, B is one lower than C flat. It's called enharmonics. We haven't talked about this that much yet, but it means that it's the same exact note. You just write it differently. Since we're given B flat minor, we're actually going to be in a flat key and not a sharp key. So I was testing you. So if we're given A flat, we're going to write in flats in our key signature. So we're going to look for a major key that has flats. And the way to do that, it is B, but we're going to write it as C flat major. And that means it's the same exact note. B is the same note as C flat. These are both the same note, B and C flat. But we're going to write it as C flat because that will give us flats in our key signature. So, which is kind of a weird example, but that's okay. It's good. This is good. So A flat is the relative minor of C flat major. And we find that the same way as we would any other flat. So if we look back on here, we take C and we have C flat major, and we're going to add one more flat and take them all. So we have B, E, A, D, G, C, and F, every single flat in C flat major. So that's why it's kind of weird, because it has every single flat. So on our sheet, we're going to write out every flat. So we have B, E, A, D, G, C, and F. And you're going to write that out for treble and for bass. So again, what you want to look for is to make sure that you're in either a flat or a sharp key, whatever relative minor they give you, and then just make sure you stick to that. So watch out. So that's how you find the relative minor, B, E, A, D, G, C, and F. So you're going to go down 3 half steps, step number 1. Step number 2, you're going to find the key signature for that major scale that you found. So down 3 half steps to find the relative major. Find the key signature for that major scale. And then, step 3, write it in. And that's all you have to do for this first page. Check out more videos to come on harmonic and melodic minor. Until then, good luck music theorying. You're almost there.